Like that hat though.
Welcome to the most unfiltered, unbiased podcast around. Welcome to the Bulls Guys podcast. I'm your host, Kenyatta Wright, K Dub, and this is my co host, Kataka.
What's up, Bulls fans? What's up?
On today's show, we're going to talk about the Bulls and the Jazz. We're going to recap that. We're also going to talk about Andre Drummond's historic night, 10,000 rebounds. We're going to talk about Zach Lavine's performance in the last 6 games. And we're going to talk about Pat Williams' comments towards his new contract. Welcome to the show, my brother.
What's going on, brother? My bad, little family time,
It's
but I
okay,
appreciate
man.
I appreciate it.
All right. Just wanted to get this show done. So the Bulls and the Jazz the other night, last night, 130 to 113. The score, 130 points, the most points scored by the Bulls this season.
Yes, sir. It was a great game, man. They pulled it out. Man, they was clicking on all cylinders, brother. Loved it.
Yeah, team basketball. The Bulls had a lot of assists in this game. I believe they're like 28 or 26.
Hmm.
I don't have the stats in me for that right now. 12 steals for the Bulls in this game. They shot 18 for 34 from three. It was their best shooting night of the year. And the Bulls had 8 turnovers, and they forced 22 Jazz turnovers. A very energetic game, man. But the standouts for me was Andre Drummond and Zach
Hmm.
Lavine.
And the standout for me was Javon Carter.
Javon Carter.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he had about 12 points in this game, but there was a real good 10 points because they came at points of the game that was very important. I felt like this win is a staple. It should serve as a staple for the team to relate to this game. This is how they should play in every game moving forward. I really
Hmm.
like the way they performed in this game, and they did it from beginning to the end. We didn't have no slip ups. We didn't
Hmm.
have them going back to bad habits and all of that. Um, Now let's talk some Zach Lavine. His performance in the last 6 games. I got some of his stats down here. On the 27th against the Detroit Pistons, Zach scored 51 points.
Hmm. Yeah.
Against the Indiana Pacers, he had 23 points.
Hmm.
Against Dallas, he had 22 points.
Hmm.
Against Brooklyn, he had 24 points. Against Denver, not so good, he had 12 points. Against Utah, he had 24 points. Now, man, he's been going on a tear. I'm
Hmm.
very impressed with what he's been doing. He's attacking the basket. He's letting the game come to him. He's not rushing anything. The only thing that I don't like about Zach um, in these past 6 games is that finishing at the end in the fourth quarter, executing, hitting
Hmm.
those game-winning buckets, coming up big, attacking. In that Detroit game, I felt like he didn't attack that rookie the way I wanted him to attack the rookie.
Hmm.
And in Brooklyn in the end season tournament, missing that game winning at the end. He has to hit more of those for me to say he's the guy. If you want to be that guy, you gotta knock down them shots, Kataka.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. The fact that he is changing his style up, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, letting the game come to him. He actually got showed up by Ivy against Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And I think he actually felt. I mean, that was a tough game for him, but I think he actually, when if somebody playing D'ing him up real good, I think Zach really. That's when he loses his focus. That's when he feels like he needs to prove himself. And you know what? If he wants to go to that next level, he needs to take a step back and be like, hey, it ain't all about me. Because I mean, I witnessed that he likes to get his money, especially when the game is going good. He likes to get his shots up. And if you want to go to that next level, man, you have to stand back a little bit.
Yeah, you do. You do. Especially like when you don't have you don't have it going at that moment.
Right.
But him and Demar, he had 22 last night. Demar had 21 points last night.
Hmm.
Um, he's averaging 22.5 points per game on the season, 4.1 rebounds per game, 2.2 assists per game on 41% shooting from the field. So that's what Zach has been doing since the season has started. I also like what Vooch is doing. I also like what DeMar is doing.
Mm-hmm.
not taking on too much of the scoring role,
Mm-hmm.
dishing it off when it's the best time to dish it off. We spoke about that in the past on Bullseye Group, how
Mm-hmm.
he need to trust his teammates more and not force the issue when he doesn't have the shot.
I
And
think I think
but
maybe after my bad, after that players meeting, I think that's probably was the topic of the discussion. You know what I'm saying? They probably was in the locker room saying, hey, you know what? We can't be going back to doing the stuff we did back in the past. We actually have to buy into the system. We actually gotta know when to take our shots, but also help each other get our shots on.
yeah, and I think the thing I like about the Bulls' direction is that players are taking responsibility now, and
Hmm.
players are being placed in certain particular roles, and they accepting those roles. Kobe White has kind of chilled out on the bad shooting and the bad possessions. He's
Hmm.
letting the game come to him. He's receiving the ball at the 3-point line. We got
Hmm.
Pat coming off the bench. Pat looks much more comfortable in that role,
I agree.
hitting his shots when he gets the ball. I seen him knock down a couple threes last night. He looked very, very comfortable in doing it and confident.
Hmm.
So maybe this might be the thing for him to come off the bench. And, speaking of Pat, he made some comments today.
Oh yeah,
And
what do you
this is
say?
something I know you're going to want to respond to, man, on CSN Chicago, NBC Chicago Sports. Um, he was quoted in talking about his contract and how he feels about his future with the Bulls and if he would stay with the Bulls. And he responded, I've never been good at the business of basketball. It really hasn't been much of an importance of mine up until this point. But obviously, this is how I feel. This is how I feed my family. Obviously, I want a big contract. I think that's what I work for, and I think I'm worth. But whenever it comes, it comes. End quote.
Hmm. That's sort of backtracking what he said a few weeks ago when he said he knows his value, he knows his worth. You know what I'm saying? And that he thinks that he's worthy of a big contract, especially of that 200 million.
He said
Um,
when it comes, he comes. But he did say that that's what he feel like he's worth.
I that again, that's his agent. That's
No,
his
this
agent.
is Pat Williams.
I know, but his agent
He
probably.
been quoted, and this is his comment saying that he's never been good at the business side of basketball. So this is
Yeah,
actually him quoted saying this.
I
That
don't
I
know where
read
the
this quote in NBC Chicago's website.
I don't know where the hell he get 200 million from.
But he to say that this is how I feed my family. Okay, then why the hell you out there dogging it and not going hard?
Right.
You saying that this is how you feed your family and this is what I'm worth. You're not worth that. Based on what
Mhm.
you've been giving, you're not worth that, buddy. Matter of fact, let me go to his stats on my phone real quick.
Oh man, don't hurt yourself, man. Don't.
Nah, because this guy, he keep on saying he's worth this. And like we don't have eyes and we don't watch him play every night. It's ridiculous, brother.
This dude is averaging probably no more than 8 points a game, 3 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, he
Oh my goodness, brother. You don't even want me to read these stats.
it's a less if it is it less than 8 points a game.
He averaging
I
5.9
was gonna
points
say
per
five.
game,
I was gonna say five as a second choice. Yeah. How many rebounds? Like three.
3.4 rebounds per
Yeah,
game,
that's about right.
1.4 assists per game,
Six. He ain't passing.
on 34% shooting from the field.
Now his 3 point shots maybe a little bit higher. Is it what's his percentage? What's his 3 point percentage? He was doing good last season.
Patrick Williams. Let me see. This guy's crazy, bro.
Dude,
That's atrocious, bro.
that is like Julian Phillip type numbers. A rookie, those rookie numbers, dude. For somebody who coming in second round pick, getting garbage men. That's garbage minutes points.
He's
Five
crazy.
man, I can go out there and score 5 points a game. Hell, I do all that at the free throw line.
You said his 3-point percentage?
Yeah. What's his 3 point percentage?
His 3-point percentage is 50% from the field.
Told you his 3 point percentage is much better than his field goal percentage because all he do is shoot
He's not
threes, and
taking
he
a lot of them probably, and the ones he
no, he
takes, he's
not.
not making.
He ain't taking that many shots. He only taking what 4 shots a game,
Yeah, he's shooting
and
40% from the field.
and two of those would go in. Two of those threes would go in.
Listen, in all fairness to him, I think he could be worth 200,000, but he not willing to put the work in, bro. He has the potential, but he's lazy, and he's not confident, and he's not aggressive. And I don't think you're gonna be this player all these years, and then overnight you're just gonna change and be a different player. I don't believe that. It's gonna take a lot of work. He is who he is.
Yeah, I blame AK for this. AK for this because the knock on this dude, this brother's when he got drafted was the fact that he was a tweener. He didn't even start in college.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's one red flag. Two, he was known for his defense. He wasn't even known as a scorer. So I blame AKA for taking a chance on this dude for somebody who's not even a freaking starter. You give him in the first round and you try to make him into a damn power forward where he's really a small forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you trying to do? I mean, not everybody can be like Jimmy Butler, a defensive player end up turning to be an all-star two-way player. Not everybody gonna come out like that.
But look, part of this problem might be the system that he's playing in, because you just seen Laurie go over to Utah. Well, he didn't leave from here and go to Utah. He's had a couple stops. He was just in Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
and then he ended up over there with Utah. But Laurie's made a name for himself, man. Laurie had 24 points in this game. Man, he looks fluid, man, and they got a more free system for him to do a lot of different other things other than just be a 3-point shooter like how the Bulls used him.
I agree.
He had the team high for the Jazz with 24 points in this game.
He was the main one balling, really.
He was the main one balling, man. But as far as Patrick Williams go, man, it's a combination of both. He's lazy, and he don't have the coaching staff to push him.
I would say because he did. I don't know what this little workout with DeMar for the past 2 seasons been doing. I would say it's more so it's just confidence. Some people got the will, some people got the skill, some people got both. He might have the skill, but he don't have the will. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So that's what he's missing. He's missing that will on a game to game by game basis. You know what I'm saying? He can kill. And during the summer when he out there balling with some whoever, for the 3-4 months that in the off season. But when it comes to the actual game time and getting paid performance based, he don't have that will. That's what he's missing.
The only person on this team that deserves the money that they're getting is Zach Lavine.
Yeah.
And he's proven it that he deserves that money. The only thing that he's doing, like I said, that proves to me that he needs to do better is the last game in the fourth quarter in crunch time.
Gotta be a closer.
He got to be a closer. Other than that, man, Zach has been dynamite, bro.
Yeah.
To drop
Yeah.
51 points in Detroit, I don't even know what happened to me that night because I didn't even realize he scored 51 because we was up and down in that game, and I kind of tuned that game out in the third quarter. But I didn't realize he finished with 51
Man,
points.
he was shooting at a high clip early on.
Right. And then when he had the rookie on him, he wasn't aggressive. The Dallas game, he had a good first half.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't play good in the second half. Um, Against Denver, total abysmal. 12 points, man. That wasn't shit. You gotta do better than that.
I don't
But
know if it was his back or I don't know what the hell. I think the lid was off in that game. The lid was off
I
the basket.
mean, it had to be something because that was the only game where he scored under 20. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But man, listen, he's showing consistency, man.
Yeah.
This is how you show that you deserve that kind of contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't really say nothing against him. And I don't think the crunch time thing is a big enough factor for me to say, well, he don't deserve his money. He deserves his money because he's keeping the Bulls in these games. Most of these games we wouldn't even be in if it wasn't for Zach.
Right.
So you gotta give him something, give him some kind of rope. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now let's talk about Andre Drummond. He recorded his 10,000th rebound, became the 43rd NBA player to get such a stat. Now this guy, I've been telling you, man, he's one of the top rebounders in NBA history that we have on our team. And I think we take him for granted. Well, not I don't take him for granted. I feel like Billy Donovan does. We already spoke about the Miami Heat game and his impact on that game, how he looked like a beast that night.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about the other night when he crossed the guy over and then went to the basket. This guy has a lot of ability that we don't realize. And I think most Bulls fans just look at him as just a big man. He's more than that. This guy is a multiple all-star. And we keep on trying to just label him as a role player. No, he's better than a role player. If you start this guy and took Vooch out the starting lineup, you wouldn't even realize Vooch is out the starting lineup. He's very active in the paint, very active on the boards. A lot of and ones that he got yesterday, a lot of putbacks that he got yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, his activity around the rim. I mean, we don't get that from a lot of our bigs, man, if any.
We don't. I think, like I said, if you put, he's averaging what, 14 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
What, 14 minutes his last game. So if you double his minutes, man, I'm telling you, he can go back to being that old Andre Drummond,
Mm-hmm.
that 25 and 10 guy, 25 and 15 guy. And I agree with you, man. If I feel that if you was to get rid of Vooch and put him in the style line and get you an athletic backup for this team would be we'd be a much better team because we had a rebounding, we had a block shots. You know what I'm saying? The dude gets a steal a game. Vooch don't even get a freaking steal a game. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you, man. I mean, this dude is being undervalued, and I really hope that Billy Donovan sees that because I would like Drummond to stay. I would like him to be long term. I don't want him to go somewhere else after this season and end up getting a ring with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I really want him to actually stay here.
I think LeBron going to pick him back up.
With no LeBron, if he if he only bounce, yeah, I can see him.
You know why? Because Anthony Davis ain't giving them nothing.
Nah, and he's still hurt. Is he
I
still
don't
hurt?
know. Look like he probably hurt. He probably hurt all the damn time
Yeah,
because
he was
he's not
hurt,
consistent, bro.
right? And LeBron got a minute restriction, so yeah, he needs somebody to bang them boards.
You need somebody in there, man. And who better than the man that just made the record for rebound at 43rd?
Right.
Oh, I would bring him back. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
here's the thing: we have a lot of guys here on this team that are selfish, and yeah, I'm gonna call them out. I don't give a damn. DeMar kind
Yeah.
of cleaned that up, though. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting. Remains to be seen if he's gonna do this all season.
Hmm.
But he's been known to be selfish in the past with his decision making on the floor with the basketball.
Hmm.
Um, Kobe White, he got better this year. He's not the same Kobe White, so I'm not gonna put him in that category, but he was one of them. Um, Patrick Williams, talking about a $200,000 contract, and you got a season
Two
to go,
hundred million.
200 million.
Yeah.
Talking about that, and you got a whole season ahead of you. Well, how about playing these games first and then talk about contracts? I don't want to hear nothing about your contract, dude. I'm not even seeing nothing from your performance. You averaging 5 points a game, bro, dude. You should be lucky you get paid anything, even on an NBA team.
He trying to get Zach money, man. He ain't getting no Zach money.
He's not
Nowhere
getting
near.
that, bro. If they give him that, I will be furious, bro. Then you got Vooch worried about his possessions, worried about getting the ball in the paint, worried about me. Can I get the ball? Not we lost the game or we need to do this better as a team. Me, I didn't get the ball. No. These kind of guys are gonna have to leave. I
Yeah.
never heard Andre Drummond crying about being benched. I never heard him. He should have cried in that Miami game. He was destroying Miami.
Yeah, he was.
There was no reason for him to be pulled, and I ain't hear him complain about being pulled. These are the
Yep.
kind of character guys I want here that are willing to fight, that's willing to do whatever for the team.
Hmm.
Those are the kind of guys that we're gonna have to fill this team up with. But when you have guys with egos and
Right.
guys that, oh, I'm worth 200 million, and oh, I'm worth this, and oh, I deserve touches. I don't want to hear I. I want to hear we.
Exactly. Now, DeMar DeRozan, I'm gonna touch up on something. If I don't know if you noticed, a lot of his shots, man, I think he's losing a lift on his jumper. Cause a lot of his shots be hitting the front of the rim. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? He's not as just as automatic as he was last season. So I think that kind of worries me because this dude gonna want a contract extension. He say
He's
he
taking a
want
lot of threes too this
a
year.
lot of threes. He's and I Billy Donovan said that he want him to shoot more threes, which I don't agree with. Don't take that man out of his game. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
everybody in this damn team to shoot threes.
Exactly. So I personally want them to look into trading DeMar as well, because we can
Mm.
get somebody just as athletic at that three spot, man. Somebody with a better jumper, somebody who, like you say, ain't selfish. And I agree, Vooch do need to get moved. I mean, maybe we can find us a legit point guard with that contract, but unfortunately, he won't be able to get moved to December. You know what I'm saying? So
Um, I don't think they're gonna let Vooch go.
probably not.
I don't think and the reason why I believe they won't is because what they gave up to get him.
Right.
They gave up way too much to get him, man. So that's why I think AK is holding on. Like, nah, this investment gonna pay off after I gave up all of this. So
Sometimes he gotta bite the bullet though. Hey, I fucked up. I shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta suck it up. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's a lot of other options out there, man.
I want to trade him for some picks and put Drummond at the starting center.
Yeah, we can use some because I don't think we don't have a number one. We don't have a first round for next year, right? We so yeah, man. That's the reason why they had that high ass astronomical price tag for Zach, even though they was dangling Zach like a carrot, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they was gonna trade him. But they was probably asking for about 2 or 3 first rounders. And
So the news coming out of forgot what this was posted at. It was posted in some publication.
hmm
The Sixers are after Zach Lavine. They
yeah, I
want
saw
Zach
that.
Lavine. And the article stated, I gotta start getting these guys, these authors' names and writing it down. I didn't write it down. I just browsed by
I
it.
think one of the Morris boys was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it too. One of the Morris boys. Um, damn, it was somebody else too. I don't know if Tobias Harris was one of them.
Basically, they said the article said that the Chicago Bulls have no interest in trading Zach Lavine. I think it
Right.
was Woj or somebody that reported that.
Yep.
They was quoting this article. But it said the Bulls have no desire to trade Zach Lavine. And that was music to my ears because he's the last person on this team that should go anywhere.
Right.
And I keep hearing everybody, oh, he's just a scorer. That's his job. When we had the Chicago Bulls championship team, that was Jordan's job to score. Everybody else was to do this, do that, do that. He was the scorer.
Right.
Zach Lavine, not good as Michael Jordan, but he's playing the role of Michael Jordan on this team. He's the Jordan of this damn team.
Shoot, Steph Curry's a scorer. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
he ain't gonna be playing no D all. He ain't known for his defense. So
right.
everybody got to have that score.
So you got to fill out the roster and build this team around Zach, Kobe, Ayo, Drummond.
hmm
I mean, I don't know nobody else.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean? So
hopefully DeMar can we trade DeMar, we can get some picks, some good picks.
that's not a bad idea, man. I'm serious. Like he changed his game. He hasn't played bad this season, but it's still a little bit late because you don't want to hold on to him and he gets too old and then he starts losing value.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and him and Zach on the same team, I still think it doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
I don't know about you, partner, but to me, it doesn't work still.
That's the knock when he first came over that hey, this ain't gonna work. That's what everybody kept saying.
It's not, man. It's not gonna work. They both scorers. They both need the basketball. I mean, it can work, but is it worth keeping one of them and not getting the other pieces that you need and not getting younger parts? And Torrey Craig and Carter, Javon Carter,
Mhm.
those two guys, they are having an impact. We're a much better defensive team than we were last year.
Yeah, man. Like I told you the other night, man. And although Torrey Craig numbers ain't all up there, but him on the court makes a huge difference in that starting lineup.
All right, so Gilbert Arenas made some comments about Michael Jordan. And Gilbert basically has a podcast. I forgot what his podcast is called. I don't even care to know the name because I don't really watch his damn show. I just came across the story on Facebook as I was scrolling through and read a comment that he made about Michael Jordan. Jordan is not criticized like everybody else. The NBA pushed him and promoted him to score because he was the guy, he was the face of the league, yada, yada, yada. When LeBron and Kobe's turn was to score, they were criticized because they were being too selfish, but Jordan wasn't criticized because he was selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan was criticized because he was selfish. That's why they brought in Phil Jackson and gave him a different direction and said, hey, you got to start using your team. When he
Mm-hmm.
played with Doug, he didn't use his team.
Right.
And even when he got Phil Jackson, it still took him a while to use his team.
Right.
But at the end of the day, what is the point you're trying to make? That doesn't mean he's not a GOAT. It was another Facebook guy that argued with me today about the same topic. Y'all keep saying, oh, he was a scorer, he was selfish. Okay, so what? You telling me just because he was selfish, that doesn't mean he wasn't gifted? He still was gifted. He just didn't pass the ball and involve anybody else. He
Mm-hmm.
was a winner as a teammate now that
Right.
he uses other guys, but he always had the skill.
Right.
You dropped 69 on the Celtics before he even started using his team.
Right.
He averaged 38 in the league before he started using his team.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't good, even though he didn't use his teammates. He still was good. He just had to learn how to play with his teammates.
Right.
So, yeah, he still was the GOAT. He came into the league dominated.
Mm-hmm.
So when these guys try to only thing the way I look at this is Jordan was so perfect in his career. They have to find a black mark somewhere to try to pull him down the rock.
Right.
But you can't give somebody black marks on it when they got an A on their test, bro.
Exactly.
You can't. Where you gonna put black marks at? They got everything right.
Right.
He
Right.
stayed
Right.
with his team. He didn't leave and go start a super team. He stayed where he was and got past Detroit and won the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he had Scottie Pippen. He didn't win. Doesn't matter. That was his team. He didn't go nowhere. Scottie was drafted there. They did the
Right.
same thing that the Warriors did, the Chicago Bulls.
Right.
And what the Warriors doing is commendable. Except when they got Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
When
they
they
didn't
got
need
him,
KD.
I don't approve of that. But other than that, everybody else they drafted.
Right.
So, when you do stuff like that, you'll get better brownie points to say, yeah, I was the GOAT or whatever. But you can't be in this conversation when you ran over here and then you lost, so you ran over here. And then you
Mm-hmm.
lost over here, so you ran across this street to go to LA. And now
Right.
you went with Anthony Davis.
Right.
I can't call it, man. I just think that Gilbert Arenas played against LeBron. LeBron is in his era. But see, Gilbert also mentioned that he never liked Michael Jordan from his Wizards days.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I take your opinion serious when your opinion is against a guy that you clearly stated that you do not like?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going
Being
to take your
biased.
opinion seriously because you're being biased, bro,
Right.
and willing to say anything to hurt this man's legacy. But you ain't got no titles, so how you going to talk about a man that got 6 titles? I think it's no new rule. If you ain't never won, you need to shut the hell up.
Right. They're all them haters, man. They still hating on that brother. He retired 20 some years, 30 some years. Ye-
Gilbert never even got out the first round. No. He did get out the first round, but he couldn't get his team out the East.
Right. And see, that's the difference between the old school NBA, new school NBA, man. All them old school cats, the Nick or the Patrick Ewing Knicks, the Magic Lakers. Well,
Uh-huh.
nobody forming those super teams back then, man. And that's why I really miss it, the competitiveness amongst all these teams. All these guys, man, if they don't trust their own damn skills, man. And yeah, man, it's just it's crazy.
They don't understand. Me and you from the old school. They don't understand that when you say I can't do it on my own, I have to go over here and win with these guys. If I don't go over here and win with these guys, and LeBron was quoted in saying that,
Hmm.
He said it. It was a quote that he said if he would have never left Cleveland, he don't think he would have won a title. I could never see Jordan admitting that
I
shit.
saw that. Yeah.
I could never see Jordan saying that.
Right.
They don't believe in themselves, but they want to be crowned as kings. That's not how it works. And you don't get to choose if you're a king. The people that's watching you get to choose.
Right.
You going on your own show, oh, this game made me the greatest of all time. You don't get to do that.
Mm-mm.
The people that's watching you, I never heard Jordan say I'm the greatest of all time. People that watched him said he's the best.
Right. You know, because he don't have to. He know he proved himself on the court. He don't need to say it. You know, he let other people say it for him. We see Jordan. There's a quote out there. He said, "Man, I wasn't trying to join teams with Magic and all these guys." He said, "My job was to beat them. You know, I
Right,
wanted to beat them.
right.
You know."
And that's why all them guys respect him because they know what he did to them.
Hmm.
Most of them don't have rings because of Michael Jordan.
Right. And the fact that he pushes all these other guys on these other teams to work their asses off even more so they can beat him. You know, that's leaving a legacy right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What would Anthony Davis be right now if he played with Michael Jordan?
Shoot, he'll be his numbers be better if he stay healthy.
He'd be a damn
He
monster.
he would be a monster. He'd
Michael
be the
Jordan
top
would
50.
make sure that he was a beast.
Right.
And if he ain't turned into a beast, he would get the Kwame Brown treatment.
Poor Kwame.
I love Kwame Brown, bro. Like I've even been in contact with him a little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, it is what it is. He would have got the Kwame Brown treatment if he
Hmm.
wouldn't have brought that beast out that we know Anthony Davis can be.
Hmm.
Jordan would have been on his ass, man.
Yeah.
And people say, "Oh well, he was mean to his team." Man, bullshit. He had to do that, and he got the best out of them, and they won 6 titles.
Right. He had to be
So,
toughen them up.
right.
We
So I don't see nothing wrong. And even Bill Wellington said he wasn't being mean. He just wanted us to win. What's wrong with wanting your teammates to win? What's wrong with motivating your teammates trying to get the best out of them?
That's why I respect Jimmy Butler because we needed somebody like that on this team right here. These current Bulls, because you know they soft. They
Right.
real soft.
And then you get a soft era like right now. These guys do not know what it takes to win. Oh
Right.
damn. We're better than the no, you ain't better than the 90s. Don't even say the 90s out your mouth until you get
Mm-mm.
in the gym, get in the weight room, stop getting injured, stop
Hmm.
taking games off,
Right.
you
Stop
know.
doing dumb shit like posing with guns on social media.
This era is just a different mentality, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even my boy Kawhi, I love him to death, but he's always hurt. Load management.
Hmm.
The hell is load management? I ain't hear about this shit in the 90s. The motherfuckers played 82 games.
Right.
Even when they were hurt, they strapped that shit up. Yeah, I'm going
Right.
back in.
Motherfuckers play with the flu like Jordan. Shoot, Jordan going around scoring 30 some points still. Damn near fucking Gatorade shots, IVs plugged in them at halftime to finish games and stuff.
Different mentality, man. And it's like I just wish I could bring Michael Jordan back to this era. And the crazy thing is, he retired right before LeBron came in the league.
Hmm.
If he would have just stayed one more year, played against LeBron, I would have been like, yeah, it would have been over. We
Yeah.
seen him destroy this kid. He ain't never know.
Well, I put Kobe over LeBron anyway. Kobe, my guy. I love the hell out of me some Kobe because Kobe is the closest thing to Jordan,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But nobody don't ever really mention his name.
and that's stupid.
Yeah. So the Bulls schedule coming up, we're winding down out of time. The Bulls got Phoenix next, I believe. Yeah, on tomorrow night.
Your next 7 games at home.
Yeah, they got them. They well today because it's after 12.
Yeah.
And then they got the Pistons on Sunday.
Yep.
And the Pistons, man, they really they got the Bulls back in Detroit. Hopefully the Bulls. And then we go on the 13th of Monday to November 13th.
Go to
We going to
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, brother.
It's gonna be a dog fight. Man, they gotta bring it. They gotta bring it.
Yes. And then that team, the Orlando Magic, that
Yeah,
I've been
back to
talking to
back.
you about, that them guys balling, man.
So look, they got they playing against some athletic young guys, man. That's just stretch here. So
And they got Orlando back to back because they got an in-season tournament game against Orlando 2 days later on Friday, November 17th.
yeah, it's gonna be a good one, brother. It's gonna be a good one. Hopefully, sometime they might split that though. They known for
Yeah, they
splitting.
might split. Well, thank you for joining us. Follow us on social media on Twitter at Talking Bulls 82. Twitter is now called X now. It's not called Twitter. I just
Right,
took
they
note
just
of that.
changing all that shit. I don't even do Twitter.
Yeah. Catch us on Instagram, Raging Bull _ Um, and yeah, man, follow Kataka. He'll tell you where you can follow him. Everything is in the show notes where you can follow us.
Yes, sir. Instagram, follow me at Kataka Grand. You can follow my band at Together Melange. You can follow me on Facebook, Kataka Mary Gillespie Sats Man.
And follow me on Twitter. I mean, X at Penny Wright 31.
It's
I don't know what kind of name that is, man. How the hell they come up with that? That's a lazy way.
I don't
So
know,
Elon Musk
man.
bought it, huh?
Yeah, yeah. He buying up everything.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Bulls fans. Until next show, go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
How you stop?